Welcome back to another episode of Grand Tactician, the Civil War. This is episode 11 of our Confederate campaign. If you've missed what's happened so far, there'll be a link in the description to go back to the playlist. And there'll also be a link in a pinned comment. And obviously you can find the playlist on my channel. I'm going to get started right away here, so if you did miss the previous episodes, then I do encourage you to go back and check them out. Just a brief overview. We're holding a defensive line in Virginia. We're pushing into Kentucky and Indiana. We have taken Missouri, and we will continue to press on with this. It feels like we're on the road to victory here. Hopefully I didn't just jinx that, but let's get started. Coal mining accident in England. We've yet to really see a reaction to the computer from us taking Louisville, Kentucky. He hasn't really done anything. I had started to move Joe Johnston's corps across to go and help out in Missouri, but I don't feel like we need that now. The two armies we defeated have pulled back towards Cairo, Illinois. Everyone's in winter quarters still. It's January the 23rd, 1862. We are still recruiting some troops here. Fremont withdrawing. So that's the two armies we defeated there. The Army of Mississippi and the Army of Tennessee. Buchanan's blockading these ports here. The port of Cairo. So we do have a decision to make. Do we press down here and attack these guys? I'm not sure. There's also the Army of Southwest Missouri formed up in northwestern Missouri with, we think, about 3,000 men, but we don't really know. Our forces in Missouri are quite small and concentrated around St. Louis. We've got Benjamin McCulloch in overall command. The Reserve Corps with about 3,000 men under Breckinridge, and the Western Army, which is under Sterling Price, is the main force here. So I feel like maybe the Reserve Corps, we will move back towards Springfield. In terms of recruits, there's not really that much available to us. Small numbers spread out over various states. Not really enough to pull together a unit. Not really from anywhere. We are working on Militia Act 3. 13 days away for that. But finances are also tight. I'm quite content to sit this winter out and just kind of see the rest of it out in winter quarters if we can. That's Joe Johnston back in position. Joe Johnston commands a small force. Their Navy on the move, the Ohio Squadron. One ship. Breckinridge has arrived at his destination. Good. In terms of the overall situation, Confederate dominance there, national morale is 35. I can't remember what it is we need to actually force this war to be over. I think we need to get them down to 25. I could be mistaken, but we will aim for that. Maybe it tells us. Oh yeah, so if their morale goes below 25, we'll break their morale and we'll win the war. So we're very much on the way to that. But like I say, the financial situation is quite low. Troop numbers are fairly even still. Oh, we actually outnumber him. 140,000 in the field is 137,000. Casualties, he's lost around 50,000. We've lost around 20,000. The war's not even a year old, but we could finish this. Potentially. If there's no slip-ups. It does feel like, it very much feels like we're on the route to victory here. Let's take a quick look at our Navy. We're still building just one ship there. With money being so tight, I've been kind of reluctant to build anything because realistically, we're never really going to be able to challenge him in the blue water department, especially. It's just not going to happen. So we're building a fort at Louisville. We're building another depot there, as well as upgrading the existing one. Beauregard is in overall command of this army. That being the Army of Kentucky. The first course under Joe Johnston with about 22,700. Not Joe Johnston, Albert Sidney Johnston. The second course under Joe Johnston with around 8,800 men once they get their reinforcements in. So Beauregard's arrived there. Still winter quarters. You can see, obviously, snow on the ground. I'm going to speed things up a little. Let time tick by. I'd like to get some troops into Joe Johnston's corps. We are waiting on a couple of cavalry units there. Remember, we need 1,500 men minimum to form an infantry brigade. We can make one from Maryland. Well, that's quite a hike away from here. However, soon we'll have Militia 3 ready, and that should then ensure we get some more recruits. 6 days to go for that. We can wait 6 days. Quite a lot of men sick, obviously because it's the middle of winter, and that is to be expected. I'm assuming he's going to mass his troops in spring and try and push and defeat our armies in Virginia. That's his only real hope for victory, I think. Oh, some sort of news here. Let's see what's happening. Slack has recovered from his wounds. Let's see what it has to say. Brigadier General Slack, who suffered severe wounds in a battle, has recovered and is ready to continue service. You may assign him to a new command. Due to the severity of his wounds, his performance will not be the same as before. That's a shame because Slack had been doing a real good job. This was Slack's brigade, I think. We're going to leave it under Cadmus Wilcox. Slack will get a new command at some point. McCulloch, Price, Breckinridge, they've all done a pretty good job actually in the last few battles. Just checking out some of the stats here. Looking pretty good. Macintosh, yeah, looking good. The Union passes the Confiscation Act. That's our 3-year contracts ready from the militia. Let's have a look what to work on next. We're going to print more notes. So we've got 43,000 men available. I think I'll do a little bit of recruiting. Joe Johnston's army needs another infantry division. It's going to be under Slack. He's just come back from being wounded. He's looking okay. His stats aren't too bad. So I'm going to pop a couple of brigades in there. Okay, so Slack's division. Going to be about 6,240 men. 1 brigade from Kentucky with 2,250, 1,500 men from Tennessee, 2,200 from Tennessee, and some guns also from Tennessee. So a Tennessee division. That's going to bring up Joe Johnston's corps to 15,000 men. That looks more like it. I've also recruited a small division under McCowan to go into Breckinridge's corps. That's going to take Breckinridge up to 5,500 men. And we're going to pop an extra infantry unit into this brigade from Arkansas. 1,500 men into Claiborne's division. See if we've got any interesting commanders available. Pender? No. Let's go with John Jones. That's going to take Price up to 18,700 men. Got to keep an eye on the finances though. So Jubal Early's brigade's done a good job. We're going to replace him as commander. And we're going to give him a division. Stephen D. Lee can take over from him. Early's going to get himself a promotion to Brigadier General, and we'll get some troops into his units. Right, so that's going to take Longstreet's corps up to 37,400. Early's division is going to have 8,490 men. I'm actually going to add some more cavalry to this unit, to this troop. Corps. So that's going to be almost 40,000 men for Longstreet. Jackson's still on 31. I'm happy to leave it with that. We're going to give Magruder an extra brigade as well. 1,500 from South Carolina. Yep, that'll do it. Magruder's on 7,500 men. Now we've got the small force in the Shenandoah, the Army of the Northwest, which is just a corps-size unit. Well, it's not even a corps-size, really. Lots of these contracts are up as well in a couple of months, so we'll have to do some reorganising. But we have got troops available from West Virginia. So let's go 2,250 men. Cool. The Army of Kentucky. Let's get some more recruits in here. We're going to form another corps. This corps is going to be under, let's see, maybe Van Dorn, Wade Hampton, Kirby Smith. Yeah, that'll do it. D.H. Hill done a good job with his brigade, so we're going to replace him as brigade commander. Starting to run low on commanders here. Robert Rhodes, he can take over. And we're going to do an extra corps. And that, yeah, let's come straight under Hill. So Hill's corps is going to be pretty small. 7,000 men, give or take. One division of artillery, cavalry, and one infantry division. Let's leave it at that for now. And we're going to call that the Third Corps. Keep it simple. Of course, we have to wait for these recruits to arrive. Short on weapons, as always. Not so much infantry weapons, but everything else. In fact, infantry weapon-wise, we're doing quite well. We've got good weapons. We're still in winter quarters, and we will remain in winter quarters for a little while yet. The Army of the Southwest Missouri is on the march somewhere. It's only a small force, but we will probably go and challenge them. So Hill's Corps has formed right in here. BB plus, so we've really got to watch the money. 22 days away, so really we can't do much more recruiting. In fact, we can't do any recruiting. Let's leave it at that. Time's going to tick by here. I'm tempted to push up into northwest Missouri, but I'm not sure if that's the right time for it just now. Army of the Illinois, so it's a new army's formed here with 11,000. Plus the two armies down here. He's going to have a sizable numbers. I think he's coming actually. Is he coming down for a fight? Could be. Joe Johnston's got about 12,000 men. The rest still a little way away. But let's give him some better infantry weapons here. Springfield muskets, rifle muskets. They're going to cost money, but I feel it's money well spent to have decent weapons. We've got nothing in the way of cavalry weapons available, really. So he can bring it on. Army of the Illinois. Let's see if he does bring them over. And we've got a second perk available for Price's force. I'm going to go with ambulance corps. It's got quite a lot of disabled men here, wounded and sick. So actually, I'm going to push the reserve corps over this way for now to capture those places here. This is where his armies were hiding out in the end of the last episode. might also send them across to take Cairo, Illinois and see what happens. A bit of a quiet episode, this one, but that was to be expected. New notes for us, ready and done. Hopefully it's going to improve the situation a little bit here. Let's go with King Cotton 2. French invasion. French in Mexico. So we have finished a fort. Oh, their army's on the move. Army of the Tennessee and Army of the Mississippi. We've kicked both their butts a couple of times. But they do have the numbers here. Burning down. I don't see how they can be burning our thing down. I mean, this is bollocks in this game. So they've burnt our depot down somehow, even though our army's right next to it. I mean, what are you talking about? It's just bollocks. So what is this new fort? Fort Russell. Let's get some troops into Fort Russell. If we bring our navy over, does that make any difference to this? I'm going to move Hill's Corps across. So we've got a magic fort battle happening here that we can't be involved in. Industrialization 2 for the Union. It seems his armies can just walk past mine somehow. And the fort. I mean, of course. So he's managed to just walk past my army and the fort and joined up here with the other army. Obviously. Right, we're going to press up with this army. We're going to take them on. I know it's still winter. We're going to go for a slightly risky move here, and we are going to move Joe Johnston's army into Cincinnati. Let's see what happens with that. His army's pulled back here. We're going to press on in Illinois. We completely outnumber him here, so we're going to auto-resolve this. Yeah, I mean, we're always going to win that one. It seemed a bit pointless to fight it. So we've managed to beat them at Fort Russell. I don't really know what happened there. Okay. Fine. Joe Johnston with another perk. It's all going on today. Fremont withdrawing. King Cotton 2. going to go with government funding too, since our finances are dire. We've taken Cincinnati here without any fanfare or anything. Let's pop over the river and we'll take Covington, Kentucky as well. Struggling with supplies here for the Western Army. Oh, we've actually got a battle. We've got the numbers again. Army of Illinois, tiny. Auto-resolve. Victory at Salem. I mean, it seems pointless to fight these little tiny battles. We'll move Albert City Johnson back to some supply. Military 2 for the Union at last. Albert City Johnson's going to push up. We're going to move the Western Army back into some supply because we are struggling a little bit here to keep these guys fed. There we go. Another tiny Union force. We will, of course, fight the next battle that looks worth fighting. His national morale is almost shattered. I mean, the war's almost done. It feels like he's got no stomach for this fight. Oh, so he has actually got a force down there. Maybe this can be a good fight down here. We're going to send Joe Johnston to see what he can do. It could be the last action of the war. All right. So it's the Army of the Kentucky versus the Army of the Kentucky. John C. Fremont in charge. We're finally going to see a sizable battle here. Similar numbers on both sides, so around 26,000 men each. Let's do this. And we're actually into June 1862. And we're not starting with all the troops on the field. We are to attack the enemy. I'm not seeing an objective. Usually there's an objective to go for, but not now. I'm sure there must be an objective somewhere, but I'm not seeing it. That'll no doubt mean having to hunt him all over the map. Let's see. We do have 11 hours to wait till our reinforcements arrive. So we're not in any hurry here. Quite the opposite, in fact. We've got all the time in the world. Oh, there's the objective. Spotted it. Okay. Spotted them over here. What on earth? This is going to be a mess again by the time the orders get through. So you just have brigades marching off into the sunset. I mean, where on earth are they going? Why are they not moving? I mean, so they've completed their whole route up to here and then turned around. It's just an absolute joke. Turn and fire. I think the more I play this game, the more it feels really broken sometimes. Ah, the third corps arrived. That's good news. Okay, let's see what we can do with this shambles. See if we can fix anything with this. I mean, jeez. Oh. An absolute shambles of a battle, this one. yeah, it's just an absolute mess of a battle. I mean, what on earth is happening? Enemies retreating. I mean, what? This... Oof. I think this is the worst battle I've ever had on this game. It has been an absolute jumbled mess. I think following this battle, I'm going to call the war victory. This campaign is over. There's nothing else to do here. It feels like going through the motions for the sake of it here. Casualties. I mean, the battle was an absolute mess. It was a major Confederate victory, but I mean, this might even be the end of the war on June the 9th, 1862, after this shambolic battle. Yep, so that was an absolute shambles. Like I say, it was a really poor battle. So they lost about 8,000 men, 1,500 captured, 807 killed. We lost 2,700 men. But more to the point, the battle was disjointed and strange. National morale 24, so I think that's it. The war's over. Victory. The Union sues for peace. So yeah, I thought it would be. It's just a shame it ended the way it did. I did enjoy the campaign, although some questionable AI going on at times. I will do another playthrough of Grand Tactician: The Civil War, but I will play as the Union next time, and I'm going to put it on the maximum difficulty. This is on hard with mediocre aggression. Now, I did feel like the AI was very aggressive in this campaign, but handled himself questionably, let's say. So anyway, we've won our independence in the South, and it is a great victory, of course. Broke his national morale. I mean, yeah. I hope you enjoyed the series, and if you did, come back for more. Subscribe, and like I say, we will be doing another series of Grand Tactician: The Civil War, this time from the Union perspective, and we'll do it on maximum difficulty to see how we get on with that. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have a great day. I know this was a bit of a strange episode to finish things off, not really much happening, but that's the way it goes sometimes in this game. So that's all for today. Catch you later.